I try to score alongside of them. And we were, the whole series, we've struggled to close games. These 3-minute games that we're playing, we're losing them. And, it starts with a kind of a mental breakdown on a left corner 3 by Washington when the game's tied, and that gives them just enough breathing room. Then we didn't execute very well. We didn't find the open guy very well down the stretch. And when we had open looks, they were nowhere near going in. So it's been the story of the series.
The third quarter, the offense was really humming. What was the biggest reason you think for kind of the
quicker? We got to the paint when the rim was open. We got to the kick out when the kick out was open. We just less holding. We had we had some good, some of our quicker decision makers out there. That certainly helped it. So.
At this point, Coach, what can you tell the team to get them back into this thing? Is it just like, let's go out and win one game, see what happens, or what do you do?
I just told them we keep fighting. We fight. We've been fighting all series. We're not going to stop fighting. We'll look at it. We'll build it back up. We'll be ready to go on Tuesday and see what happens from there. So.
Coach, what do you think about Ant? Kind of had a breakthrough in the third, but it still wasn't enough to carry on.
Yeah, he needs to play with that burst a little bit more. That's what has been missing, and I think that was key to everything. And for us to kind of get some rhythm going our offense, we were able to get to the heart of their defense a little bit quicker. So
maybe in the moment here, but is Ant learning something here in terms of how you have to play late in games, especially when Luka and Kyrie are doing some of the things that they're doing?
Every player is different, every player has different skill sets. Everybody's, so you're not going to necessarily model your game after another player. But yeah, of course he's learning. My God, he's 22 years old, Western Conference Finals, got a lot on his shoulders. We expect a lot out of him. But yeah, this is what it is. This is a learning experience for him. But we're trying to win basketball games too. So, and just in general, we'll look at the plays that we did and didn't make down the stretch. And there just was some sloppy execution there too. I thought, in a few sets coming out of timeout. So we got to be better.
What do you think of Kent?
I thought he struggled, of course. It's hard to watch with at times, but he had enough buckets here and there. Kind of staying defensively in the second half. I was really pleased with the way he played. Rebounded pretty well. But yeah, it's he's struggling. There's no doubting that right now. So
the 3-point shooting for him over 8 is he rushing? Is he doing anything, or is it just a matter of shots just not going in?
Yeah, I thought the other day he rushed. I didn't think he rushed today. So just, it's, probably a question that's better asked to him because he's the one shooting them. He got a couple good looks and, needed those to go down, particularly early in the game.
Why was Kyle so effective, do you think?
He's a smart offensive player. Probably should have played him more, to be honest with you. And just understands what's going on in the game and how to unlock some good offense for his teammates, and then by doing so he's crafty enough to be able to benefit himself. So
Chris, your whole season has been predicated on your defense. Is it deflating just even when you take them right down to the last seconds of a shot clock and they find a way?
Yeah, we're not able to get stops. Our one-on-one we haven't been very good. We're battling. It's tough to watch Jaden, man. There's a lot of contact there. Luka dictates a lot of contact, and then we get a little bit of contact, and then, he gets whistled for a cheap foul. It's not a foul. Ant's trying to go by people, and it's the same amount of body contact that we doesn't get that whistle. So, it's frustrating. So we got to play with the smarter physicality, and but we got to find a way to get stops down the stretch. So.
Chris, defensively, how much Luka and Kyrie try to attack the basket, but it seemed like Dallas got a lot of open corner threes. They was the tough balance of wanting to try to clog the paint, but then leaving your man open on the wing.
Yeah. Yes, we came out. We were going to be aggressive on those two guys. They threw the ball around. They made a lot of great plays, and then all the other guys started throwing in threes. So, You know, it's been tough for us to try to navigate that. You know, we're kind of been picking our poison here a little bit. So, and at times in the game, you got to do different things. So,
Has that been a thing, especially with lineups? Like, it seems like if you go with more offensive lineup, they go on a scoring run. They try to put more defense out there. That offense can come tough to come by.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, it doesn't feel so much like that. I mean, there might be opportunities, you know, there might be times when, you know, they certainly when we pull Rudy off the floor, they kind of put their head down and get to the hoop, you know, but.
Better with Mike out there and not defensively right now, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's, you know, there's a lot of physicality on the ball, and you know, we got to be a little bit better there. So,
Chris, you switched Ant off of Kyrie. It looked like Conley was kind of the primary in that one, and then also kind of had the corner guys coming over a little bit more. It seemed like some defensive adjustments. How did you think some of the defensive adjustments you did in Game 3 kind of played out?
well, we moved Ant off, so we have because we were going to start up with 2 on the ball and pick and roll, so we wanted as much size as a low man, so that's why we brought Mike to the top of the floor. And then, you know, our rotations in the first half were pretty rusty, you know. I mean, the very first 3, we help off the strong side corner, and that's not something that we normally do. So game plan mistake right out of the gate. You know, can't have that. You know, we cleaned it up a little bit at halftime. We were a little bit better, you know. I thought we were a little more aggressive, kind of shrunk the paint a little bit better, even when we were aggressive on the ball. But you know, then it was about containing penetration, which we didn't do a good job of. So,
Chris, we all know that a team never came back from a 3-0 situation. What do you tell the guys now to keep their head ups and to go with the right mindset into Game 4?
yeah, I mean, we got to keep fighting. I mean, we got to win Game 4 here. So it's also all matters. Win Game 4, push the series back and to Minneapolis, and that's all we can do.